Today's date will forever be etched in the memories of boxing fans. In the heart of New York City, under the bright lights of Times Square, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero squared off in a highly anticipated welterweight showdown. The atmosphere was electric, and both fighters delivered on the hype. Ryan Garcia made a grand entrance, turning his ring walk into a full-blown spectacle. Accompanied by his team and epic entrance music, Garcia stepped into the spotlight wearing striking black and gold attire. His confidence radiated as he danced around the ring, energizing the crowd and setting the tone for the night. Rolly Romero's entrance was equally captivating. With Lose Yourself by Eminem booming through the arena, Romero marched in sporting red and black gear, exuding intensity. In his corner, he threw sharp shadow boxing combinations, mentally locking in for the war that awaited.
146.8 pounds for Garcia. Romero versus Garcia, the third of the triple hitter fights. Fatal Fury at Times Square, New York.
The bell rang, and the action erupted immediately as both fighters came out swinging. Ryan Garcia, renowned for his lightning-fast reflexes and razor-sharp punches, looked dialed in and composed. Across the ring, Rolly Romero came out with something to prove. Determined to show he belonged on this stage, in the opening moments, the two circled each other cautiously, exchanging quick feints and feeling out the range. Garcia snapped out a few crisp jabs, showing his speed early, but Romero's aggressive style quickly turned up the intensity. His forward pressure forced Garcia to stay sharp and mobile. As the round wore on, Romero began to build momentum. He connected with several solid shots that pushed Garcia back on his heels. While Garcia's defense held strong, it was clear Romero's relentless pace was starting to shift the tone of the fight.
Rolly Romero, this is going to be your first fight at 147, and when I was in camp with you in Las Vegas, you said this jump in weight should have come a long time ago. How are you feeling?
Not so hungry this time.
And then again, this is going to be your second marquee fight. You fought Gervonta Davis.
Garcia's corner urged him to stay composed, reminding him to pick his shots wisely. But Romero's relentless aggression was beginning to wear him down. The energy in the arena was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats, sensing that they were witnessing the beginning of a war. Despite Romero's surge, Garcia wasn't backing down. He responded with sharp counters, including a perfectly timed left hook that rocked Romero and sent him stumbling backward, a reminder of Garcia's dangerous precision. The round closed in a furious exchange, both fighters throwing with bad intentions, each trying to seize the early edge. As they returned to their corners, it was evident. This was shaping up to be an all-time classic. The second round opened with Romero doubling down on his pressure, clearly looking to build on the momentum he had found in the first.
Davis also in New York a few years ago. Now you're going to be fighting in Times Square. What are you envisioning?
A knockout. A vicious knockout. See, I knock him out. Long overdue.
It seems like it's been a pretty heated battle between you and Ryan, the face-offs, the trash talk. Is it personal?
I don't know what you guys talk about. It hasn't been heated. I think it's been pretty professional.
All right, so we're going to see the knockout tomorrow night. Is that right?
Garcia, however, remained unfazed by Romero's aggression. Using his trademark footwork, he slipped and sidestepped many of Romero's wild advances, keeping himself just out of danger. Garcia fired back with sharp jabs and quick counters, but Romero's relentless forward motion kept the pressure on it. As the round wore on, Romero began to connect with greater frequency, landing clean shots that started to wear on Garcia. In the corner, Garcia's team continued to call for patience and precision, urging him to weather the storm and wait for openings. Still, Romero's intensity was undeniable. The crowd rallied behind him, sensing that the tide might be turning in his favor. Yet Garcia refused to fold. The round ended in another gritty exchange, both fighters digging deep and trading blows, each desperate to claim the momentum.
New York, USA, a great night of boxing It's all available on pay-per-view on DAZN.com. There they are, Romero versus Garcia.
The third round marked a turning point in the fight as Ryan Garcia began to take command. He came out sharp, landing crisp jabs and pinpoint straight rights that snapped Romero's head back. As Romero began to show signs of fatigue, Garcia's confidence grew, and so did his output. Garcia's footwork was fluid, his hands speed-dazzling, and Romero suddenly found himself struggling to close the distance. Every time he lunged in, Garcia made him pay with clean, accurate counters. The momentum had clearly shifted. Romero's corner, sensing the urgency, shouted for more aggression. But Garcia was in rhythm now, picking his shots with precision and landing with increasing authority. The wear and tear was beginning to show on Romero, who looked visibly frustrated as he swung wildly, missing more often than landing. Still, Romero wasn't done yet. In a flash of resilience, he caught Garcia with a well-timed combination late in the round, briefly staggering him and reminding everyone that he was still dangerous. The crowd roared in appreciation, energized by the back-and-forth battle unfolding before them.
Of course.
All right, Rolly Romero, tomorrow night in Times Square. Thank you. All right, I think a lot of people are here to see you, of course, Ryan Garcia.
Garcia quickly regained his composure after Romero's late combination in the third round. His defense was rock solid, and he methodically reset himself, maintaining a calm and controlled demeanor. By the end of the round, Garcia looked confident and firmly in control, having weathered the brief storm in the fourth round. Romero came out with a sense of urgency, determined to reclaim the momentum he had lost. He pressed forward with aggression, but Garcia wasn't rattled. He used his footwork to dance around Romero's attacks, effortlessly slipping punches and countering with sharp jabs. Garcia's corner reminded him to stay patient and pick his shots, and that's exactly what he did. With each passing minute, he began to land more and more clean strikes, with his precision and speed slowly taking their toll on Romero. Romero's aggression was still there, but it was starting to wear him down, and Garcia's counters were starting to have a real impact. Romero's corner continued to shout for more aggression, but Garcia's calm, calculated approach was paying off. By the end of the round, it was clear that Garcia had seized control once again.
The third of our three main event fights in Fatal Fury. Times Square, New York City, New York.
Garcia's power shots were beginning to land with precision, and Romero was growing more frustrated as each punch found its mark. The crowd was on their feet, rallying behind Garcia's dominant performance. Despite Romero's struggles, he managed to fire back with a few solid shots, including a well-placed uppercut that snapped Garcia's head back. But Garcia's defense remained tight, and he quickly regained his composure, never allowing Romero to build any sustained momentum. As the round came to a close, Garcia stood tall, looking confident and firmly in control. His precision and power had earned him the round, and he was looking increasingly dominant as the fight wore on. In the fifth round, Garcia's momentum carried over as he continued to dominate. His speed and footwork were on full display, and Romero struggled to keep up with the pace. Each time Romero tried to press forward, Garcia answered with sharp counters and fluid combinations, keeping the pressure on. Romero's frustration grew, while Garcia's confidence soared. As the round progressed, Garcia was picking his spots with ease, landing more and more clean shots. Romero's corner urged him to be more aggressive, but it was clear that Garcia was controlling the fight. The crowd roared with every combination Garcia threw, and the atmosphere was electric. When the sixth and final round arrived, Garcia came out with relentless speed and intensity, eager to finish the fight. Romero, desperate to avoid being overwhelmed, fought back with whatever he had left. But Garcia was ready for him, and it didn't take long for him to exploit the openings devastating combination culminated with a perfectly timed left hook that sent Romero crashing to the canvas. Romero struggled to rise, but it was clear he couldn't continue, and the referee called the fight to a stop, awarding Garcia the victory by 6th-round knockout. The crowd erupted in applause as Garcia celebrated his dominant performance. Despite the loss, Romero earned respect for his toughness and determination, but Garcia had firmly established himself as a top contender. Following the victory, Garcia grabbed the microphone and addressed the ecstatic audience, his eyes locked on the future.
Career high, 147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. This is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey at 147.
And this is going to be your first fight in a year. You had the layoff. Was that layoff good for you?
Oh, yeah. But inactivity is the worst thing you have in your career, but at the end of the day,
Ryan Garcia stood in the ring, his excitement palpable as he addressed the crowd. I'm thrilled with the win. I knew Rolly was a tough opponent, but I was confident in my abilities. My team did an excellent job preparing me for this fight, and I'm really grateful for their support. I executed my game plan perfectly, and it paid off tonight. When asked about the moment just before the knockout, Garcia was candid. I saw an opening and I took it. I've been working on my power shots, and it paid off tonight. I wanted to finish the fight with a knockout, and I'm glad I could do that. It was a great combination, and I'm proud of my performance. Garcia then turned his attention to the future, his eyes locked on the next challenge. Now it's time for Devin Haney, he declared, his tone firm and determined. Just like I defeated Rolly Romero cleanly, I'll do the same to Haney. I'm ready for that rematch. The crowd erupted in cheers, sensing the confidence and determination radiating from Garcia. He had just proven himself with a dominant victory, and he was now setting his sights on the next big challenge.
a lot of boxers go through it. I've been through it many times before, so I'm going to show out come Friday night.
Yeah, at yesterday's press conference, we saw you and Bill Haney get into it, and when I was with you in camp in La Jolla, you told me it's not personal between you and Devin, but it is between you and Bill. Why?
I'm not going to give too much energy into that. He likes to talk a lot.
Ryan Garcia's confidence continued to shine as he addressed the Haneys directly. I know Bill Haney and Devin Haney are watching this. I'm always clean, and I'll beat Devin and knock his head off just like this. It's going to be bloody for those fools. The crowd buzzed as Garcia's words resonated, signaling his readiness to face the next challenge head-on. He wasn't just talking the talk. He was proving himself with his performance. The punch stats told the story of a dominant performance from Garcia. He landed 114 punches out of 265 thrown, boasting a 43% accuracy rate. In contrast, Rolly Romero connected with 76 punches out of 245 thrown for a lower accuracy rate of 31%. Garcia's precision and power were on full display, as he outlanded Romero in every round after the first. In terms of power shots, Garcia's dominance was even clearer. He landed 35 power punches out of 66 thrown, achieving a remarkable 53% accuracy rate. The stats backed up what the fans had seen. Garcia was a sharpshooter, landing clean, effective punches with incredible precision. As the fight wore on, it was clear Garcia was ready for whatever came next. His performance tonight had put everyone on notice, and the rematch with Devin Haney was just the next step in his journey.
At the end of the day, I got to focus on Rolly's tomorrow, because without winning that, we can't have that rematch. So I got to stay focused on Rolly's. He's a power puncher, so I got to watch every step.
Times Square, New York, you're going to be right in the center of the universe. Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest stars in all of boxing. How excited are you?
I'm super excited. I'm just blessed with this opportunity. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, over everything. And, we're ready to...
Garcia's control over the fight was further emphasized by his power punch stats. He landed 35 power punches out of 66 thrown, with a 53% accuracy rate. Meanwhile, Romero only managed to land 23 power punches out of 66 thrown, posting a 35% accuracy rate. Garcia's ability to land precise and powerful shots was key to his knockout victory, showcasing his striking precision and control. The jab numbers also heavily favor Garcia, with him landing 79 jabs out of 199 thrown for a 40% accuracy rate. Romero, on the other hand, landed 53 jabs out of 179 thrown for just a 30% accuracy rate. Garcia's jab was a crucial weapon, allowing him to control the pace of the fight and set up his more powerful punches as the fight progressed. And with that, we wrap up today's analysis. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay updated on quality content like this. Until next time, peace.